Hi everybody, welcome to another exciting episode of Cooking with Abby. That's Abby, I'm her daddy, and today we're making...
donuts!
That's right, we're making traditional deep-fried doughy goodness, otherwise known as suganiyat for the holidays. What holiday?
Chanukah.
Hanukkah, that's right. So this is part of our...
Chanukah.
Sorry. This is part of our Hanukkah series where we make two traditional Hanukkah recipes two different ways. That is to say, the traditional whale... Traditional whale?
This is a way.
Just because you have a tiara on doesn't mean you can say whatever you want whenever you want. So, as I was saying, traditional recipes, that is to say oily, and a healthier alternative. In fact, we have a healthier alternative to donuts where we bake them in the oven. We're so excited about them, we even have a contest to give away the pan that allows you to do this, but more on that later. Shall we get started?
Yeah.
For today's episode, you will need 2 1/4 cups all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon active dry yeast, 1 cup warm milk, 2 large eggs, 1/4 cup of sugar, 1 teaspoon vanilla extract, half a teaspoon of salt, 4 tablespoons unsalted butter, some jam for your filling and a piping bag, and lastly, oil for frying.
Before we get started with the rest of the ingredients in the mixer, we need to activate our yeast. To do that, we are going to take some warm milk. We warm this up in the microwave for about 45 seconds to a minute, depending on your microwave. It may take a bit longer. You want it around body temperature. You don't want it too hot, because too hot will kill your yeast, and that will be bad. We just added a little here and mixed it. Now,
What is that?
that's yeast. That makes the dough bubble. It makes them nice, light, and fluffy donuts.
Can I mix it?
Yeah, you can mix it for sure. So we'll mix this up, we'll put it aside, we'll get out the mixer and get going with the rest of the ingredients. So we have our yeast taken care of, it's sitting and resting nicely here. Time to add all our other ingredients. Okay, go on. We're going to leave our butter for the very end. Make sure you get it in the bowl. As I said, butter for the very end, and we're going to gradually add our flour once we've mixed all this together with our
You
milk.
said I do it.
Well, I'm just holding the bowl, because sometimes it looks like you're going to throw the bowl in there. Well, that would kind of suck. Don't forget the sugar.
I will do sugar.
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 In the bowl, dude. In the bowl.
No, out of the bowl. Out of the
Raise her up. No, raise up. Don't fall. You want me to do it? I know you can do it, but I'm going to do it for you.
Ow.
Did I pinch you?
Yeah.
Slowly. A little faster. A little faster. Okay, turn it off.
That's what I was gonna do.
I'm going to scrape it off down the bottom a little bit. Make sure we have our sugar all nicely dissolved. We bring it back up.
And we'll sugar that. Woo.
Don't pinch yourself. Go. Faster. Faster. No, that's it. Turn. Now that that's nicely mixed in, we are going to add our milk. No, we don't have to scrape it. So as I say, activated, fermenting a little bit. Watch your hands. And we waited a couple minutes to get that all nice. And we've got some in here. We don't want to lose any yeast.
Now you want
Slowly first.
up to 1.
Yeah. Faster. Get faster. Okay. So that's all nicely mixed in and integrated. We'll get this out of the way.
I will.
We will bring in our flour. So our flour, I got a 1/4 cup here. We're going to add a little bit at a time. Abby, you're going to do it? Now what do? We avoid this area here. And don't put your hands in there and don't drop this in there because you'll break it. We'll start this up, we'll add it in, and then, yeah. Let's go. You don't have to flatten it. You don't have to get it in the pot. That's why Daddy helps you. Here, we'll move on. Nope, you don't have to flatten it. Watch out. Okay. Put it down. You can start picking up that mess you made.
Okay.
We're gonna scrape down the sides a little bit, a couple times throughout to make sure that we're getting all of our flour mixed into our dough. The recipe calls for 2 1/4 cups of flour. Some places say like add 2 cups and then if you need it, add the rest. I've always needed all the flour, and in fact I find it a little sticky. I'm always tempted to add more flour, especially because it gets kind of thick and then you realize you have to add the butter too. So I just go ahead and add the 2 1/4 cups right away. Ready to add more?
Yep.
Nice job cleaning up there, dude. I'm gonna hold your hand because I don't want you to drop this in, okay? Don't go past it, okay? We'll add the last little bit like this. One final scrape down before we add our butter. So that's all nicely integrated. We have some really fine looking dough. We're gonna put in our room temperature butter. No, not frozen butter. No, not melted butter. Room temperature butter. If they wanted butter right out of the freezer or melted butter, they would have said so. Just dump it in, dude.
No, put it with your fingers.
Yeah. Who's got time for that?
Get off here.
Who do you think this
Get off
is?
here. Get off here.
Sunday
Get off
afternoon?
here. Get off here.
I went a little longer than I wanted to there, but our butter wasn't quite warm enough, so it took a while to break down. So, you may have guessed, because we have yeast in here, there is a little rest time now. In fact, a long time. About 4 hours is what you need to do. The nice thing is, it's in the fridge, and you can do it overnight as well. So we're gonna let this rest now in the fridge for 4 hours. We're gonna take it out, we're gonna punch it down, we're gonna beat it up a little bit more. Then we'll get our oil heated up and we'll make some donuts. What are you doing there, engineer? So it's been 4 hours, our dough has risen nicely, and now Abby gets the great pleasure of punching the dough. So I'm gonna tilt it like this, and then you punch it with your hand. Whoa, look at that. So what this does is let out a bunch of the air. The gases that built up in the fridge. Sticky, eh?
Yeah, I'm eating it.
You gonna eat that? So we're gonna put this back on the mixer and we're gonna knead it up again. Hold on. Wait a minute. We're gonna knead it just for another 2 seconds, 3 seconds here. No, a bit longer than that. And then we're gonna put it back in the fridge for another 30 minutes. Hit it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. Time to fry our donuts. So we've heated up our oil to, it's about that level on the inside. It's up to about 350 degrees. We have our dough. Now, there's a couple ways to do this. The best way seems to be with an ice cream scoop that has a little thing in it. Not like our busted one. No, that wouldn't have been a good one either. But it helps when your dough is cold. It's a lot easier than when your dough is warm.
What are you doing?
I'm putting this in the oil.
Can I do one?
No.
No, like make one and then give it to you.
Maybe. So these go pretty quickly, a couple minutes per side. You don't want to leave them in too long, and you want to make sure your dough's not, your oil rather, isn't too hot, or else they won't cook on the inside. Right now I think we're a little hot. Doesn't really matter what your donuts look like, because they're pretty cool, the fact that we're making our own donut, right Abby?
Mm-hmm.
Out come our fancy looking donuts, and these, as I say, it goes quick. If you had the ice cream scoop, it'll go really quick. So we're gonna form up the rest of our little donut bowls here. Get them in the oil, get them cooked up. Abby's gonna try form a few of her own. And then we will get to the really exciting part, which is the filling.
Eating.
Oh, sorry. The most important part, yes, I forgot. The eating part. Wasn't that fun? Seeing them bubble up? And look at all the funky shapes we have. We have so many different shapes. So much variety. Unfortunately, and let me show you what happens. These guys in the middle, at the beginning here, the oil was too hot. So what was happening was you were getting them brown way too quickly, and the inside was staying bleh and raw. So we had a few like that, but that's okay. we still have a lot we could use. We have about 30.
Yeah.
Now it comes time for the fun part of stuffing them, or filling them rather. So what you do is take them,
That's mine.
take a piping bag, and squeeze a little jam in them. That's it. You want to do it?
Yeah.
So you can fill these with anything you like. You can fill them with custard. You can fill them with, don't squeeze it too much. Stick a donut on there first. So custard, and cream, chocolate mousse, any kind of jam you like. You kind of need the piping bag with this one. You could poke a hole with your finger or a chopstick or something and then use the Ziploc bag. Yeah, there you go. And you can eat it when you pull it out. But I think the piping bag's a little bit easier.
Even after you put your finger in, you could put your piping bag in so it gets a little bigger, the bowl.
Don't have to fill them either. You can just sprinkle them with the cinnamon sugar. You can dump them in the... You got glaze all over you.
Hmm?
Oh, you don't. You have jam all over you. You gotta keep the bag twisted. Live and learn. Now you get to eat some jam off your body.
And
Off the table too. So yeah, glazes like we did for the other baked donuts. You can have a look at that video and see what we did there. So some chocolate, some white with some sprinkles. These have jam all over them now. And to finish them off, a little dusting. A little snow of confection sugar. Yay. Was that fun, Abby? You know what the best part is? Now we get to go eat them. How are those donuts?
Good.
Have you had these? Oh yes, you have. We made a sample batch and we've already eaten them. They're very tasty. This one, not a fan of donuts, but that's okay. It's more for the rest of us. Are those good?
Very yummy.
Yum.
Yum.
So as I mentioned at the beginning, in addition to the deep fried goodness we're eating now, we made a healthier donut. That is to say, a baked donut in the oven using a special pan. We love that special pan so much we want to give away 2 of them to you, the viewers. Entering couldn't be simpler. Go over to facebook.com/cookingwithabby, that's our Facebook page, and let us know your favorite donut topping, filling, latke topping, anything related to the 4 shows that we've done for Hanukkah. And we will pick 2 random winners on November 30th, and we will send you the pan. Of course, while you're there, if you want to like the page, you get to stay informed about what we're doing. That's a good thing. All right, say bye-bye, everybody.
Looking for a healthier option? We got you covered. Click the first video to watch us make baked donuts. That's right, baked donuts. We also have potato pancakes 2 different ways, baked and fried. Don't forget our contest. Go to facebook.com/cookingwithabby for all the details. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for Cooking with Abby. We make cooking fun for the whole family.